Okay, you guys, day 4 of no caffeine. I always have a thermos with me or a mug of hot water or hot coconut oil with monk fruit or hot water with cacao butter and monk fruit, pinch of salt in most of them, and it's satisfying me. I had yesterday on the 3rd day, I had slumps, like the kind of slumps that had irritability woven throughout them. And I was like, oh no, this is what people are talking about. So I did have those moments, but I perked up when my friend arrived because that was fun. I think if you keep yourself, either you're resting or you're keeping yourself occupied like this, doing your art, doing your, coloring and drawing and getting out how you feel. Today, the 4th day, I feel very happy when I wake up around 1. It starts to get a little funky and I get to be a little like, but it makes me actually mad at the caffeine, and it makes me not want to let the caffeine win, because in general, my mood is calmer. My body's relaxed. My friend noticed that I am, in fact, very, very calm. He really complimented me on my energy, and so that was nice. So aside from a few bouts of irritability and like some dragginess, in general, I feel fortified by my calm. I feel fortified by the knowledge that, wow, this stuff really is very powerful. Caffeine in general, coffee we know, but caffeine in general is just like, it rules you. And I don't want anything ruling me. If a number of months go by and I really don't recover and I don't feel like myself, but I don't think that's going to happen. And he doesn't think so either. He said that you are absolutely going to not want to go back. And I got to tell you, I didn't drink coffee for 6 or 7 years. And because I remember how beastly it was to get off of it. And I remember just feeling like that's a dragon. I'm not going near it. Like, it just respect. So that's how I feel about caffeine. And I am also fortifying myself by listening to Dr. Anthony Chaffee, who is a very strict carnivore, but he's very, and I'm listening to different people, and now the algorithm is pulling up different things that are supporting my intuition on stopping caffeine. But it's a little draggy. I looked tired, you could see it around here. But I know that that's going to go away, and I can do anything for 3 or 4 days, and certainly for 7 to 9. And I'll keep you posted for how long the tricky parts are, if you have the ability to rest, take a breath, lie down, not push yourself, then you too can do it if you are at all inspired to do it. I know some of you have commented, me too, I just started. So maybe it's just like a thing. I think certain times call for different measures, and this time called for carnivore a year. It's been a year, and I want to make a video, just a video straight up, like what it was like, what it's like now, what I feel, what worked for me, what didn't. So that will be coming up if you all are interested. And what else can I tell you? This is, you just have to breathe. And I think you have to feel like, focus on the relaxation in your body. Even if you're tired, you could say, wow, my body wants to rest. Focus on the benefits, which are no anxiety, no being in your head all the time. I actually was able to sit down and finish this morning. I have one more to color. It's like a journal. It's like a storyboard it's my art journal all on one page. And it reminds me of moments and what I think about Sedona and what Sedona did to me and for me. And this was the noise this morning, you guys. They started yesterday. I thought they were just doing building down the street, but no, my next door neighbors decided to hire these landscapers who are cutting, whacking, blowing leaves. It was wild this morning. Finally, I was like, I gotta get out. So I met Ian out of the house. He's here for a couple of days, and I was like, get me out of here. But before I left, I went down there and I was like, you guys, this is loud. And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, it's really loud. He's like, yeah. was like, what are you doing? He's like, well, we're going to put in irrigation and we're taking away dead branches. And I was like, why are you cutting all these trees away? And he's like, well, he kind of said they're dead, and if they're not healthy, it affects the rest of the tree. I don't know, maybe for fires, maybe. I just don't want, I like the privacy in my house. So some dead branches don't bother me, but apparently, I don't know, we might do a little cleanup in the front. So I said, can I have your card? You know, I was really nice. He was really nice. So later on, it stopped for a while, and later on in the day it started again. Just when I have the studio doors open, I set Ian up. We're going to show some footage. I set Ian up for a desk, a big desk, so he can do artwork, because he's fantastic. I remember some artwork that I saw that he did many years ago. He showed me a picture, and about a week ago they popped into my head, and I was like, you got to do those. And so he did some last night, and he's setting up to do more. I am set up to maybe go a little bigger right now. I pulled out a huge sheet of paper just to play with and try going bigger using bigger instruments. So it's all open, and they started sawing, like it's loud. And I just went out there not knowing what, I just was like, hey, I just went out there to find out when they're going to stop, because I wanted to make a video. I wanted to just be in peace. Quitting caffeine and having that kind of noise is like, So I asked him, when are you going to be done? And he said, oh, it's loud. And I was like, yeah, it's loud. And he goes, I can stop. Because what they were doing is the trees that they had cut branches off of big, they were like just sawing them into tiny pieces, just making little pieces for his truck. And I think he realized he didn't need to do that here. He could do that elsewhere. And he was so nice. And he said, I was nice and he was nice. You get what you give. I was like, yeah, it's loud. And he goes, I can stop. And I was like, really? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, that's just amazing. So I'm going to clear this desk and put big paper and find some big utensil to use, or a big brush, and just work a little bigger. And I think it's good to go tiny, even tinier. It's good to go bigger. And we went to a thrift store and we got some frames, and you can buy old frames, take out the art. This one had no art, but you could take out the art if you don't like it, and then make your own things for inside of it. We like vintage frames. I don't like new frames. So I'm going to be on the lookout for vintage frames. I'm going to create the artwork for the frame, and I've encouraged him to do the same. So that's it. I'm going to just post this so you guys can see what's up for the 4th day. They say the hard time is 2 to 3 days after, and today was like, but I'm doing it, and that makes me feel strong. It makes me feel disciplined. It makes me realize that I am the master of myself. It's a self-mastery project, and that's always a good thing. When you prove to yourself that you can do something that is a little hard. A little bit, just a little bit, from time to time throughout the day. And this too shall pass, as my mom would say. All right, I'll see you guys really soon. I need to take the time to put together some footage. Right now I'm living my life and having fun with my friend and doing art, but I will link together the footage. And so there'll be things posting. They might be a little bit from a couple weeks behind over the past 2 weeks, but that's okay. This one's current. This one's like, okay, day 4. I am able to sit and draw like no problem now. I don't get distracted by all the things I could or should do. I'm calmer in the process of doing whatever I set out to do. And that is a huge bonus.